They trailed at intermission, 10-8, and they've come back. Well, as a matter of fact, they're Iowa State had 10 points at intermission. They have 9 now because they had the point taken away. In case you're wondering how it happened, 17-9, Chiapparelli brings his team up with a 12-5 win. Duane Goldman now at 190 wrestles John Heropoulos. Heropoulos of Iowa State on the left. Goldman, number 1 ranked, winning 22 out of 23 this year at 190 pounds for Iowa in the black.
Goldman is one of those guys that's very busy on tie-ups. You know, he doesn't tend to get into tie-ups very much, and when he does, he'll continue to be busy. What he likes to do is just work on the head, touch the shoulders, cuff the head, then go. That's where he does his best work, is staying in that open position.
The first time they met, Goldman won 9-4. It's an 8-point lead for the Hawks.
Well, I was impressed with how Heropoulos stayed in that match with Goldman the first time and did a nice job.
Hear the crowd clapping along with the band here. His first takedown of the match goes to Goldman.
Just gets him a little extended, pops him down until he gets a snap down. You know, a lot of these takedowns are not so impressive that they couldn't be done by anybody, as long as a young guy will realize how they're done and then try to execute them himself.
At the end of this match tonight, we're going to try to talk to Harold Nichols. Maybe you can get him calmed down a little bit, Chuck, and talk about that great career of his. It's just the dual career, which is ending tonight, last dual meet of his 37-year coaching career. And also we'll look back on some of the highlights of this season. I hope you'll stick around after the meet is over. We'll show you some of the few of the big throws and some interesting things that happened in a very short 3-minute package. Out comes Heropoulos. It's 2-1 Goldman.
I'll talk to him, Doug. I'm not sure I can get him calmed down.
Nick is a competitor. Here's Goldman in.
He's just kind of reaching through the underhook. This is the place Goldman would rather be, right out there. He'd rather just cuff on the head, pop a shoulder, and then start to work. Just kind of slides down to the side on it, and there he comes back into the double. See, he's busy in the tie-up. Instead of being in a position where he just hangs on it, he's busy and controls it. Gets him into the leg. Now he's no control, but look how patient he is right here.
Did he get it? Yes, he did, because his knees are in. It's a takedown, 4-1.
As long as the knees are in, it's okay.
4-1 in favor of Goldman.
Now, watch him just start to pump the leg down. Now, as Heropoulos goes out, he just dives and stays in. You can see his whole entire body is almost out except for those knees.
Iowa Public Television's 9th consecutive season of college wrestling, concluding with Iowa and Iowa State live tonight. Again, in a little while, we'll give you that address if you'd like to write comments about the college wrestling series. Goldman leads 4-1, and he's close to having a minute's riding time.
They broke Heropoulos off his base. Now John Heropoulos from Iowa State is built back up. So now it's a matter now of controlling hands to be able to get back pressure and finish it, get to his feet.
But it's too late in the period. 3 minutes are gone. 4-1 Goldman. Heropoulos.
Your choice. Going down.
Couldn't quite decipher that, could you?
No, but somebody I'm sure did, the person it was meant for. John Heropoulos is from Canton, Ohio, and he wrestled 2 years at Slippery Rock. Won the Eastern Regionals and went to the NCAAs and came to the Division I schools, Iowa State. He's awfully high.
Well, he has the leg in, but he is just a little high, and he's just kind of cuddling now for probably to try to get a stalemate. You get up that high, you don't want it, and you're hoping you can get it stalemated.
4-1 Goldman. He had 2 takedowns in the first period. Iowa leads 17-9. Eglin and Kelly drew at 118. Gezzi and Randall drew at 134. Davis beat Thorne in a major decision at 126.
You see, gets to his feet. He gets to his feet, and he has hand control, both hands, and then pulls his hips on out of there in order to try to score that escape.
And he does. Still has 45 seconds of riding time, Goldman.
We'll try not to let Heropoulos out of here without coming back on him somehow. You know, even though he's locked up, we'll probably try to maneuver him someplace, see if he can't get another takedown. See him pull him down. Later in a match, when Goldman becomes very deadly with what he likes to do best, and that is break free, just pop at your shoulders, and then come right on through you on the shot.
Timeout. Goldman's having trouble with his headgear. Not comfortable with it.
Things don't bother this young guy.
No. At 142 tonight, Joe Gibbons beat Kevin Dresser 6-2. Iowa State's man Jackson won his second dual meet victory against Jim Heffernan of Iowa tonight at 150, 7-5. And Iowa State led then 10-8, but it's been Iowa since. The Kisslers won. Marty Kistler 5-4 over Ewing. Lindley Kistler 12-5 over Van Arsdale. Then Chipperelli 12-5 over Gassman, and here we are at 190. Both men are worn.
Okay, yeah, here's one of those ones where he comes right back in on the double. You know, he doesn't go on through it, but it bothers you. Gets in that position, he'll kind of break out, come back through, do another one.
And Heropoulos got out of that by just giving Duane a pop on the sternum.
Kind of gave him a slap, didn't he?
Pretty hard to get an offensive move against Goldman when he's coming at you as he does. He
stays right in there at you, doesn't he?
5-1 he leads, and another period is gone. This one has moved fast. Been almost no time out at all.
You're down.
This time, Heropoulos goes down. It was his choice in the second period. He started up and didn't stay there long. 45 seconds of riding time for Goldman as he begins this third period.
Well, he stops the first one, comes up over top. Now what he's trying to do is take that leg out, his leg, pull the other leg out, pressure up over top. He's just going to let him go, I think. Just lets him work his way out. Not just giving it to him, he's making him earn it. But the intent was there.
And getting him back into a position that he wants to be in when they set up. It's 5-2 now, Goldman. Remember, we have Peterson against Wilbur next. And then we'll talk to Harold Nichols of Iowa State, whose team wrestled so well, particularly in the first time of the part of this meet. That's a point for Goldman. Heropoulos is penalized for stalling.
It's not very pretty, but it's very effective. There's that snap again. He just tries to spin around it. He can get one arm free, then he can just continue to spin on his opponent.
Mike Exlund feels it isn't going anywhere. He calls him off. 6-2. John Heropoulos of Iowa State.
You know, there Heropoulos had Goldman's head down and out of position. Just didn't take advantage of it.
4-point lead for Goldman, 8-point lead for the Hawks against the Cyclones at Carver Hawkeye Arena.
And Heropoulos has to get going here. Instead of letting Goldman do the things, he's got to have the offense.
Goldman's awfully close to being around.
Yes, he is.
And he does score the takedown. It's the first takedown they've had since the first period, by the way.
I say it's not the prettiest thing, but it's just very effective because he continues to get the man down and out of position and then spin around behind him.
8-3 after the escape. You see very little time is left. This match wrestled almost in real time. You know, it's 7 minutes long, and it's just about as long as it's taken. They haven't been out of bounds much at all. It's over. Riding time, yes. Give another point to Goldman. It's 9-3 for the Hawks. And that does put the meet out of reach. But they had to go to 190 pounds to clinch it this time. Cyclones hung in there until 190. Goldman wins 9-3. And the scoreboard now reads Iowa 20, Iowa State 9.